Hey, welcome to another episode of Electrical Theology, Esoteric Life Coaching. I am your host, Charles, and welcome all. I'm going to begin to add in more decks as we've been doing readings every day. We started out with one deck and two, and then we added an oracle deck that sort of gives us a bigger, broader picture, and now we're going to bring in a new deck just to give us a variation of different cards and different spreads. And when you're using multiple decks, and again, we can add in more decks later, but right now we're just adding slowly different perspectives. So each one of these decks, if you will, is a different perspective or different mindset. And Fridays today is manifesting. So Monday is all about connecting with the divines and the higher realms and seeing what's going on with them. And then Tuesday is more about ancestors. Wednesdays we had a divine reading as well come through. Normally that's just a general reading. And then Thursdays, yesterday we went into, I also made a video that will be on my website, electricaltheology.com. And then it's a beginner's one for anyone. It's free. You can just go into the website, click on it, and I think you have to put in your email. And then when you do, I'll just give you a link to it. And it's just a beginner's for those who've never done tarot before. It just gives you a basic breakdown. I unboxed it. I think I told this on the video yesterday, but you just unbox and just get used to what tarot is. Again, tarot is just a form of focus to help you communicate, help the intuition unravel, unfold, so you can get the discernment, the insight to what's going on in life. So today, Monday through Thursday, is all about these cards are ions. Just look at all these individual cards. It's thousands of ions here. And we want these ions to form in a certain order, and we're going to give that order to our higher self, right? Our energetic self, our electrical self, our spiritual self, and then have those ions, those individual particles, align in a certain form or fashion, right? And then we're going to organize them and then manifest them from the supernatural or the unformed realm, and then slowly bring them into our life here on Earth or inside this matrix, right? So today I'm just going to do a spread to where we're in the ethers, if you will, and then see what the progress of that is, and then what the outcome of that is. And then the next layer will be how we want that manifestation to come in. We have an idea of what we want, where it is, and then how we want it to come out or the outcome of it. And then we'll throw some extra cards on what our obstacle is and then what we have to do to get out of that obstacle, or what can we be open to eliminate those obstacles. So first I'm just going to throw like an oracle deck out and get a basic of idea. So when I'm with a querent or a person wanting a reading, or if I read myself for the day or whatever, then I'm just going to mix up some cards. And then the first card's sort of going to be me, where I'm at, you know, who and what's going on with me. And then the second card that stands beside me is sort of what are some of the issues that I may be dealing with in my head, right? Or how my energy in the upper realm or the higher frequencies, because that's where we all are before we come here, before our thoughts hit here. They came from somewhere, and where they come from is the informed. So we want to see what issues are associated with me that will add to or is taken away from attaining what it is I want here on this earth. Right? Does that make sense? All right. All right, the two cards that we get pulled out. I elongated my table so y'all can see better. First card that we're looking at for those who are trying to manifest is that you're all tied up. Right? This card, again, I'm going to read each card in its normal verse and its reverse or adverse positions as well. You're all tied up is that there may be something, and it may be because of all the planets and what's going on there, that it could be that you're trying to get something going, but technicalities are stopping you, or something. Your car may be breaking down, computer may have crashed. But you're trying to manifest. You may be trying to get a website up and going. You may be trying to get an online business. You may be trying to run a remote business from home, but then the internet goes out, or some technicalities keeping you tied up. Now, mentally, it also means that somewhere in your mind, whatever it is you're trying to manifest is stuck, right? Is that you've become the jailer of your own mind, right? You're the prison guard. You're keeping your own mind from exploring what it is that you are ready to have in this life. And you got to ask yourself why. And the next card that comes up, if y'all can see that okay. This is a romance card, but it is in the reverse position for me. And it says the door to romance is closed right now. Right? So you may be trying to get something started, an online business, but you're still dealing with an old romance. Right? And this romance could be a business partner, but because it's hard, I'm going to say it's more having to do that your manifesting mind's energy is tied up still in this old romance. So the energy that it takes to form this new thing, right, is tied up in the old thing. So we have to release that. How do you release it? You got to look at it from a new perspective, right? We got to look at it and see if it's something that you still want to spend energy on, right? Look at this as you have a leaky pipe in your house, and that pipe keeps leaking, and then you get the water bill, and it's 3 times the amount of what it was. Now, do you want to keep paying that high bill, or do you want to fix the problem, right? And part of fixing that problem is having closure on it, right? Close the leak up. What is the leak? It's your thoughts, right? You're the one in charge of the thoughts. Every time you think about this other person or this relationship you had, it's leaking. Right, so every time you go there, you unplug that leak, and it keeps leaking. So all that energy, and then when you try to manifest what it is you want over here, this new online business, maybe even a new romance, but I see it more as a business, right? Because it's like taking a phone call. He's all tied up right now. He can't come. He can't come to the phone. So for me, it's more of that energy. So you're trying to get something, a business started, but because the energy's tied up and leaking out of this old stuff, you don't have enough energy to manifest fully, right? The new thing you want, because the energy's over there. You get my point? So then let's sort of look at where it is presently. This is sort of who we are right now, right? The top 2 cards are who we are. And then we're going to see what it is we want to manifest. So let's say and we'll look at the cards and get an idea of general or what a general consensus is, a collective of what people are trying to manifest right now. Okay? Nothing's wanting to pop out, so we'll just go ahead and lay a couple more. All right, now the reason why we feel all tied up is because we're feeling defeated. 5 of Swords, a lot of mental stuff going on there, guys, a lot of mental stuff. So where your manifestation is right now is that it's held up at the docks. Right? It's on the ship out in the ocean. Why? Because you feel you're defeated. Maybe you don't feel, and again, this is mental, this is also emotional, right? For me, emotional is energy in motion, so it's still electrical, so it's still left brain in one sense. But I can turn it to the right brain and call it a psychological emotion. But for right now, because it is under the all tied up, which is business for me, and then the 5 of Swords is also mental, is that you aren't able to get your business started, not only because the energy's draining out over here in the love affair, but it's also the mental aspect that the time you're wasting on the mind and feeling that you're defeated, that somehow you can't get this new business started, right? You're able to get the business started. You got what it takes to get the business started, but the energy, it's like, look at energy as money, right? All your money is draining out, so you don't have the money to get the stuff you need for the new business, all right? Now we also have 6 of Cups coming over here. You think you've dealt with the relationship, right? You think, oh yeah, I'm good. But this card is in the reverse. So right now, presently, you feel defeated and that business can't get going because you have an illusion that you're over this relationship. Right? You may just be whatever, it doesn't bother me, but it really does, right? Take a notepad around, and every time you think of that relationship or that person or the thoughts about that person, right? Every time you think about driving by, every time you think about calling or texting, right? Write that down, right? And write it down and look at the end of the day how many times you thought of that. All that is money trying to get your business started, right? So let's sort of look at the outcome of what we want, right? All right, come right out. So then we have the Knight of Swords, right? That sword, he's defensive. You can't get through that door behind them, right? Because you got to go through that sword. You got to go through that mind. Right? The outcome is that you want to be a strong, disciplined, successful person, right? And then we have the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Coins, however you want to look at that. Right, so in order to make the money we've been talking about, you want a successful business, right? And then again, this is left brain, a lot of swords here. So I'm guessing this is probably some sort of technological business or something that needs computers and online and that type of stuff. Right? So let's sort of see what our obstacles. We know where we're at. And we know that what we want it to look like when it comes out. We want to make plenty of money with our new idea, right? These two together, right? You want successful. Whatever your business is, you want it to be successful, right? That's your manifestation. So let's sort of look at what our obstacles may be. Cards don't want to pop out today, so it's fine. I'm just going to go and throw out what we have to do about those obstacles. Immediately, part of the obstacle is there's a King of Pentacles, right? Same as coins, same as diamonds, same as stones, right? So do you have the stones? Do you have the security, right? Again, we go back to the insecurity of the Five of Swords, right? And we have the Ace of Swords, that the business is started, but it's reversed in my reading. So we have both the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords, right? So the project's ready to get going. It's right around the corner, right? And maybe you've already tried it, the business, to get it online or something, and there's obstacles that keep coming up as we're seeing. But you haven't initiated the Ace of Swords yet, right? You open the doors, but you've opened your business, but no one's coming in through the doors. Right? You've gone online, but no one's hitting your website. Traffic has stopped for some reason. The third-party server you were using crashed. Something happened, right? You ran out of money. From what I'm seeing here, is that the King of Pentacles, the money's there. I'm not saying that money's an issue, even though we've looked at you want the outcome to be successful. So I don't see the money being an issue. It's just getting the business up and running is the issue, right? And how we can eliminate, or let's say that the obstacle, what we have to do about that obstacle is, this is the King of Cups. You have to get mastery over your heart. You have to take responsibility for what it is, of why your heart's hurting. Right? You're still hurting. And that's okay. It's okay to hurt, but allow yourself to hurt. Don't ignore it through the Five of Swords, that somehow you've outsmarted your heart. It's not going to happen. Right? You have to be yourself. Right? That's our good friend individuality, or the hangman, right? Seeing it from a different perspective. You got to see that you can't sink yourself out of heartache. You actually have to go through the heartache, right? So if you want this business to manifest, you have to go further, right? In order for that business to succeed, you have to go further. In order to, I want to say that this is a computer-based business that some of you are trying to get going, right? Or an online business that I see that you're trying to get going. That's your goal. The money's there. That's no problem. Or at least I should say that the money's there, but you may not be able to access it, right? Because of some third party, or that something happens. Whatever, I can come up with 1,000 reasons why. A credit card company, or your credit card was stolen, or your bank card was hacked. I mean, I can go into a lot of technical things that can block your success. And so by having the individuality, let me put my cards back here. We have to be our unique selves. We're trying to fight someone else's battle. And when I say someone else's battle, it's your battle. You're trying to logically solve your heart's problem, and it's not going to happen. If you want this business to be successful, you have to open the heart and deal with this emotion that you're avoiding. Because once you open up and face this emotion and deal with it, then that's going to be a key success trigger to helping you become successful when dealing with clients. Because then your heart's open to deal with that client, instead of coming at it logically. Right? That person on the other end of the phone that you're talking to, or that other person on the end of the conference that you're having online, right? They want to hear someone with heart. They want to hear the logistics, absolutely, but it has to be balanced between the heart and the mind. Right? So that's our basic reading, and again, this is an example of manifesting. So I put my energy out there, what it is I want to manifest. This is a present state of that manifestation, and this is the outcome that I want from it once it comes through. These are my obstacles. This is my counter to the obstacle. Make sense? Now I'm going to go on. There's a lot more information here. You can get it on the extended. I'll put a link below in the description. If this information was helpful to you, definitely like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all over on the extended video.